choose the groups for them just in case they would always get off task, but they would have a group of 3 to 4 maybe, and I would let them choose their own topic, like instead of just water, maybe they want to do...
Why would you do that?
Because
the goal is to practice attitude and attributes. Why would you do that way?
Because maybe they like something, like they're more interested in, and they're more engaged with it.
With the topic?
Yeah, like with the topic.
But still you'd have mixed teams that the teachers would choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was the teacher, I would still have it in teams of 5, and I would go through them, and I would pick them carefully. I wouldn't use like random number generator or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'd go through them, and I'd be like, Jenna and Dasha work well together, but maybe we should put them in separate teams to see how they work with other people. Like that. And for their topics, I would let them choose their own main topic, but like how the main topic is water for everybody. So I would let them choose their own main topic, but then I would choose the actual topic.
So how's that different than what we did this time? Remember, you're probably part of a steering committee where we actually went through the list of all the kids in every team to see how they, it was your advice we went with.
Yeah.
So what would you do differently? Because it sounds to me like it's similar than what we did this year.
With teams.
Think about it, Mia. We'll come back to you if you want to add something to what you said. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit. I'm asking for pressing you a little bit to be.
Wait, different with teams or different with the topics?
In any way.
With the teams.
Well, think about it. We'll come back. Yeah, Muhammad, what would you, if you're a PYP coordinator, what would you do?
I would let them choose their own teams, their own topic, and then when you have to demonstrate the PYP attitudes, I would let them choose the main 3 that they can do for themselves, and then they have to show those in their presentation.
Would you agree the way we did it is more complicated?
Yeah.
And the question is it too complicated, kids can't do that? Or it should be complicated because it's at the end of the PYP and...
It should be complicated because it's the last presentation of the year.
Yeah, because you're going to middle school next year. Dylan, do you want to talk?
I would let the students pick their own partners and their own topic, because in order for them to do their best work, they need to choose what they're interested in. Like more like water, water always has like a variety of topics, but it doesn't have like all the topics that the children want to do.
So I want to repeat that the purpose of it, the purpose of the exhibition is to demonstrate those things. Because I know that if we ignore those, you do a great project if you got to choose, clearly. But the complication was exercising those things. That's the purpose of it. Knowing that, would you change anything? Would you still have kids choose their own teams?
Yeah.
So let's come over to Jason and back over to April.
Okay. So I would let them, well, the topic, what I do is what you, Mr. Spedding, did is that, or if you did that, is that problems that are, or things that are happening right now in this situation. If say there was something different, say there was something about energy that was going on here.
It's relevant.
It's relevant to what's going around here, so that like a lot of teams interviewed because there's people right now that are actually studying this and studying water and having because there's our problem with water. In teams, what I do similar to Mia is I would say if these two people work together, say Kai or Dylan or Bailey or Isabel, I'd put them together, but then put two other people that they don't work well together, so that they have a chance to work well with the person they do, but also have to deal with the people that they don't work with.
Is that different than we did this year? That's what I wonder.
Yeah, I guess
Because didn't we have a steering committee that did exactly that? Look at the groups that were balanced. I think that we as a group try to do the best we can for that very reason.
Okay.
Sorry?
Not with people who worked well together, though.
So we might have begun by saying, let's make sure you have a friend in that group.
Yeah.
And that we didn't do. We really took that individuals.
Because then that's an even balance. Once you have someone that you don't work well with, or someone you do work well with, then you can add in the negative or the positive.
Point well taken. April.
I would do the passion one so that they can find themselves in the younger age, and I would put the groups in a group of 5 with people that they do not like at all work together, so that, because for me the challenge is really I don't know, I learned from that, and it kind of develops me even more, so.
I mean, that's the hope. It's not the intent, though. It's not necessarily the intent to create a situation where it's challenging. I think the PYP would like you to demonstrate what you've learned over the last few years about those things. But it's challenging, isn't it? It's intense and it's challenging. It's not easy. Karen. You're PYP coordinator now. You're speaking from the point of view of Mrs. Woodle-Levitz.
Well, I have 2 ideas. One, I do agree with Dylan's idea about how letting the kids choose who's their own partners and topic, because it's easier to work with someone and that you work better with, but then that you also don't show any of the attributes by doing that. So my second idea is so this is actually how the tech challenge people chose their partners last year.
Did they choose their partners this year?
No.
No, they did not.
Last year, every person wrote one person that they want in their team and their stuff on the paper. Then they put it into a hat, and then the teacher chose one, and then another, and then that's how they made the groups. And
So that could be something.
they were so much different.
That could be something that happened next year with the organization of teams. Chris is last because of time.
I think that I wouldn't really change anything because it also shows that you're almost forced to be using the attitudes and the learner profiles. Like when I was doing it, I had to communicate with my group, and I also had to be caring so I don't really get mad at them and everything. And also I like the thing where you didn't have to choose your groups, because if you chose your groups, then you wouldn't really be sharing those things because you already work well together. And
In most cases, there are exceptions,
Yeah.
but